It's a good question, man.
I don't fucking care. Stupid shit. Okay. Anyway, then I'll put up this other tweet. Anthony, you around?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Good. Appreciate it.
We're back in there. We're live. Somebody is typing up a storm.
It's me. I'm writing the next great American novel.
Man, that thing must be started and finished in like 5 minutes.
I mean, have you seen what passes for literature these days?
That's true. You can kind of just write a sentence and then leave the rest of the pages blank.
Look, man, I can just, take a roll of toilet paper and read the designs. That's literature these days.
Ooh.
Yikes.
I definitely had somebody retweet 50 Shades of What by Stone Cold Steve Austin on my timeline earlier today. I was pretty entertained by that, I'm not going to lie.
I don't even want to know.
Well, apparently there was an AMA with the 50 Shades of Grey author.
Oh, really?
Today, yeah. So I guess people were just throwing around parodies. It's also amazing because I'm actually watching 2002 WWF right now on the network.
The
so
quote-unquote
just
good
kind
old
of
days?
It's actually past the good old days. We're starting to get into the bad old days.
Oh, no.
I'm actually gonna watch all the way up to present just because I've got some time to burn. And I'm afraid of the suffering that's going to come. But yeah, it's a thing.
Kind of remember where you come from.
Yeah, well, this is all stuff I've never seen before too, because I stopped watching right around 2002. I think the last pay-per-view I probably saw was X7, the Hogan Rock match.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of Rock, he randomly makes an appearance at a live show today.
Oh?
Yeah. Or, no, yesterday, sorry.
Wait, what?
He was at a house show, apparently, and just pops into the ring and has a little interaction with Bo Dallas, of all people, and beats the crap out of him.
Wow, that's really weird. I wonder why would... I mean, I guess it's possible. They have been saying that, show attendance is going down, the network's dropping subscribers. Maybe they're going to try to bring The Rock back for SummerSlam? I don't know.
I could see that. They set something up at WrestleMania, obviously, and so they're going to have him show his face on TV again before end of the year, probably. The thing is, though, I'm kind of wondering if it's either that or if it's like, they're trying to re-emphasize the importance of just untelevised live shows. Because, Chris Jericho has a contract for those. Like, he just shows up at anything that's on TV.
He's going to be in Japan for the 4th of July thing.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, he's wrestling on that card.
Wow. Well, that's cool. But other than that, he's just doing all house shows.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if whatever to pop a house show rating, right? Or, attendance.
Sell tickets, yeah.
They need to right now because I guess the houses have been down. And, they're trying to fill Alamo Dome for next year's WrestleMania. That's like 100,000 seats. Yeah, good fucking luck there.
Yeah, you're going to have to, show some pretty creative camera shots.
We're gonna do the old school the old school WCW where it's the side with the hard camera is just all bumped off and there's nobody on it.
It's it's all right. We weren't using it anyway, right? We didn't lose any money on that.
Yeah, fuck it.
Jesus. Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want them to abandon the network, but at the same time, I'm I don't know what it is. What can they do to fix it? There's really not much else they haven't done.
I feel like right now it's just the inevitable spiraling downward of all the shitty decisions they've made in the past.
Yeah.
5-7 years. Basically, people are finally just kind of tuning out. They stop being mad and they're literally just walking away.
And you can't blame them because people like us stuck with them through a lot of shit that most people would not care to put up with as a viewing audience.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came back around. I want to say I started to come back around 2009, and I full time about 2010, and we can go into all of the aborted CM Punk pushes, people power,
oh, God.
Lost Cena wins times a million. Bray Wyatt just losing to everybody. Like, there's just so many bad memories
calls,
in just 4 years, 5 years. Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
And that's not the worst of it. I missed Mike Adamle. I missed like 5+ years of just rotating tag champs for just singles wrestlers.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad. That was like people who just they just had, it was basically a bunch of Cesaros and XXX. Not literally Cesaro, but like OK Star with OK Mid Carter, I guess,
Yeah, where it was just like, well, and there, even at the beginning of the 2000s, there was like 3 years where Kane held the tag titles with like 3 different people.
Yeah.
It was like X-Pac and RVD and Big Show or some shit, and Undertaker, hell.
And then freaking ended it with freaking Daniel Bryan, which was
Yeah.
the death of somebody's career.
Well, I mean, kind of ended. It was sort of like the end of 2 careers, really. Daniel Bryan got his title, and then basically, I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of sad, but I don't think there's a spot for him right now.
Well, I mean, I don't like if what they're saying is true, is that this is post concussion syndrome. He probably should stay gone.
Yeah,
because obviously, I mean, that's what put Bret Hart out, and that's not an easy thing to deal with, but it's also it's one of those things where. Yeah, you get hit in the head a few more times, your brain's going to turn to jelly.
Ooh.
So
he didn't even get hit in the head. It was that fucking headbutt.
Well, that's the thing, is that, they're finding, as I've been reading about all this stuff, because, wrestling has been big about concussions, is that they're finding that even just impacts, like, to the body can end up causing a concussion.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it jars the entire body.
Right, yeah. And even if you know how to fall correctly, it's still like an impact that is reverberating throughout your body. So there's really no right way to do it.
Yep. But on a lighter note, Gibby put a question out on the SDRcast Twitter account last week, asking the viewership what wrestler they all thought we were, each of us. And Badoofus decided to say that we were all X-Pac, and I'm not very happy about it.
And here's the terrible thing about this. He is our official fact checker, and he's never been wrong. So, what's going on now? What happened to us?
I just don't feel like that's fair. I feel like at least if we were all Sean Waltman, he could have given us different variations of Sean Waltman over the years.
Yeah, like I don't mind being Cannonball Kid.
I mean, there's you got the Cannonball Kid.
And then
where he's true
kid.
jobber status. Then he's the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's X-Pac. Well, then he's 6-Pac.
Oh God, that dark.
Then he's
period.
X-Pac. And then I don't know. Somewhere after 2000, he just sort of became some douchebag. He was in TNA for a while. I don't even know what they called him.
I think his name was Douche-Pac.
Douche-Pac.
Mm. So
Hell-Pac.
Hell-Pac.
Oh, you suck.
Sorry.
No, how? I want to know the logic behind this. Like, what about us says X-Pac?
Apparently, we all just get X-Pac heat from the audience. They just
no.
want us to go away.
Like, yeah, he's dead.
People watch our show every episode, like, consistently, just wondering when we're gonna quit.
Yeah, when is the implosion coming?
The real question is, which one of us is 2015 X-Pac, fat X-Pac?
Oh God,
that's the real question.
You know what I think is
what a terrible time to come in.
Well, we know who the 2015 X-Pac is now.
Damn.
The guy showed up last. That's right. I totally made that rule up right now, and it's sticking. So, Alex, congratulations. You are current day X-Pac.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Could I be a 2015 1, 2, 3 kid?
That's not a thing, man.
Come on, man. Let me have it.
Give me some. Give me some.
I'm sure it's a thing in one of those fantasy WWE games where you can, like, reskin your player. Give old Sean Waltman the old leotard. Light blue leotard. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but... Anyway, I'm depressed now. Fuck. I wanted to be Bautista.
Oh, you're gonna come out with some kicking shoes, some blue shoes, just chilling,
Yeah,
like they look like wearing orthopedic shoes out to the ring.
Nah, man, I'm gonna do. What did he do to piss everybody off? Oh yeah, show up like last minute and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna have the championship run." Isn't everybody happy? What would be I guess my equivalent to that would be like not doing anything in the FGC for like 5 years and then coming back and like commentating Street Fighter V at Capcom Cup.
Damn. The comeback kid?
The comeback kid that nobody even knew played this game.
Wait, but you know what? You will be Bautista if by hook or crook you somehow were to make it to commentary at EVO.
That's true.
Because nobody wants you back anyway.
That's true. If I make it back to commentary at EVO, then feel free to boo me and send me all your hate tweets.
You got it. You just got to wear some really ugly blue shoes. That'll be you, man. You're already there.
Oh my god, that totally happened by accident.
Oh man.
Speaking of EVO, it's the last stop
was this weekend, and
Yeah.
we're 2 weeks away from EVO, and that is actually fucking with me.
I know, right? Like it kind of crept up on me. I was waiting for it. I was anticipating it. I counted the days, and then after CEO ended, I was like, "Wow, it's actually the last event before EVO. We're under, 18 days away."
Yeah.
I almost feel like I didn't plan enough for it.
You know what the craziest part is about this Evo is that my what's it called? My vacation time still hasn't gone through yet, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude.
Interesting.
I mean, I put in for it like a long time ago. It just hasn't been approved yet.
I see.
You probably should send an email and be like,
Oh no, I talk to HR all the time, and they're just like, yeah, because we're new building and all that crap. Essentially, we're just trying to see if your manager has the ability to do so. But if not,
what does the building have to do with that?
Because it's like new people and permissions and whatnot, so it's just stupid computer crap, and it's just like, could you just let me know I can go to this place and get paid, please? That's what all I've been saving this for.
It's like, you can go, but payment is going to be a little different.
Yeah. I've been saving this vacation time for this. Don't fuck with me now.
yeah, dude, I would honestly be spamming everybody who might even have a say in it. Like, hey, I put in my time this long ago, and I've been told it's going to be okay, but it hasn't happened yet, so where is it?
Hey, I gotta say, I just realized after you brought it up, my vacation time hasn't been approved either, and I definitely put it in a month ago.
Well, shit.
Yeah. I'm still gonna go, it's just,
Whether they're missing you or not.
Exactly.
Might have to be a little
A little under the weather.
roughhousing.
A little under the weather.
Look here. If you guys need to confirm the days off anytime soon, just pay for a bus ticket for me. I will go up there and I'll seal the deal for you guys. Really good at talking to people. All
You
right?
can't enter the building.
I can definitely enter the building.
You definitely can't. There are turnstiles like that.
Hold on, check this out. Anthony, when have you not seen me be able to get in anywhere?
I don't know.
See? I can get in.
Oh, yeah. See, I could get in. What?
Not gonna be difficult. I got it.
But so, do you guys watch CEO at all?
Yes.
What parts or what games?
I saw a little bit of Marvel. I watched Street Fighter. I saw not all of Gear, but a little bit of it. By the time I woke up, I think it was like top 4, maybe
Ish,
top 6. Yeah. What else?
I watched a fair amount of CEO. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to because I
I watched MKX.
had some picks.
Ah, yes, the Pockets picks.
2 for 2, baby. 2 for 2 this weekend.
Now remember this: his pocket picks were correct.
Yes.
But don't take this as I should listen to Hell Pockets upon side betting at Evo.
Twice in
No,
one
but-
day. I called. All right. First of all, I just want to say I called Ein at God's Garden to get the grand finals, and he literally beat everybody to do it except for the fucking Elfelt. And I called Kazunoko qualifying for Capcom Cup this year at the CEO,
You did. You definitely did.
and he did it. Shout outs to whoever the hell eliminated Mago.
I think that was Smug.
Was it?
No, it was.
Was it
801 Strider? I think.
Strider, yeah. That's what it was.
Because he was down 2-0 and ran it back 3 straight.
You must have flexed on him super hard, man.
3 out of 5.
See, 3 out of 5 removes all the randomness.
No random.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. We're just like.
Can you really remove the random from Abel? I kind of feel like he just thrives in that environment.
You can't remove the random from anything. Everyone's always gonna say this X was random. Like that's the worst excuse ever. It's right up there with my stick is broken, or my stick is not as good, or my button is loose. Like
my brain won't stop farting. How do I win?
Yeah, like nothing is. It's not like somebody. It's not the other person on who makes it that far in a tournament is not just slapping buttons on the side, not like, yay, this is gonna work.
The only reason why he won was because my animal-like instincts told me that there was going to be an earthquake coming in the next 20 minutes, so I got scared.
And they would kick in after the second match.
You know, that's a viable excuse. The dumb excuse is, the only reason he won is because, Jupiter and Mars weren't aligned properly. They were about, 242 miles apart from each other at the time we played. If we waited about 4 hours when the two would have, like, the perfect orbit with each other, and they just lined up, point directly at me in this exact spot, I'd have double feed him.
Dude, not even 4 hours, just one extra match.
The only reason why he won was because he sacrificed more small animals to Satan than I did. Okay, it's not fair.
And if I had one more match, I could have totally beat him in that running. That's basically what they're saying here. Is that one match decided everything after I already lost 2 in a row.
Yeah. You know what the worst part is too? Is that sure you could money match the guy at the end of the day, get your money back, but you're not going to Capcom Cup.
It's true.
So you're not gonna get the big man money. You'd be like, yeah, I didn't qualify to Capcom Cup, but let's have a $500,000 money match.
You know what really sucks about this is that, imagine you got to top 8 at CEO, which is your last chance to qualify at a qualifying event. That's, I guess, compared to Evo, easy. That must be a hard hill to just even want to climb again. Like, if you're going to Evo, obviously you're going to try your best to get back in the top 8, but Jesus, what if all of top 8 is 8 qualifiers already?
I mean, let's keep this shit real. Japanese tournaments over the years have been one game, so every time they ever lost in the U.S. up until the last few years, they could literally say it was random because we played 2 out of 3.
And they had to play them again in losers bracket. We don't have losers bracket in Japan. They don't even have losers brackets.
I mean, there's so many excuses. You can just keep rattling them off. Stop this bullshit. If you lost, you lost. I don't like 3 out of 5 for Street Fighter, but that's what it is because of Capcom Cup.
It is.
Let's stop the random excuse. Please stop. Please stop the matches excuse.
I just wanted them to say it allows the content provider to provide more Street Fighter, and I'm okay with that. You want to provide us more Street Fighter? Great.
No, it
Which
doesn't
is
provide
exactly
more Street
what the
Fighter.
point of it is.
It provides more CPN.
Oh,
you know what the worst part is that America is the most random country of them all. And so, if we're getting out random, supposedly, I think that's just a bold-faced lie.
That's just a lie.
You can't out random America.
That's true. I will attest to that.
We are the country of hard reads.
I just love what was it that
it's
manual
on our flag,
about people talking about America's wartime strategy, and Russians are they're crazy. They just do things, and we don't know what's going on. And Germany was also like the American is just like an enigma. He just goes out and just does things, and then America was like, if we don't know what we're doing, they don't either. So let's just go.
American strategy is always have a strategy, but occasionally do something that's just so far out there that you rattle the other player.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh shit, I'd better block in this really bad situation for me to block because he's got to do something stupid again, and then he just throws you.
It's you can have a strategy, but what if then you set it on fire? Who was prepared for that part?
Oh my god.
Being an American means occasionally being somewhat like a war boy from the new fucking Mad Max, where you're just fuck it, I'm gonna jump on this guy with 2 exploding spears. Just go for it.
I mean, sometimes you wake up Ultra, sometimes you wake up Yukikaze, and you know what? Sometimes it works.
You know what we don't do?
Sometimes Mike Ross beats Mago.
You know what we don't
with
do?
3/4 of the screen ultra. Like, let's talk about that. I mean, come on.
I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about what is with Japan and the wake-up reversals yesterday, all weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like it was supposed to stop people from doing things.
Like they tried to be like us.
Stop hitting buttons on my wake up, and you know what it didn't do? It didn't stop people hitting buttons.
No, they just did it from a further distance, and they're like, "Oh shit, I didn't hit him."
Yeah.
Daigo did that shit. Like he reading feeling those umesoros, just too much. It's too much.
Can't do it.
The dumb part was he did the fucking fierce version too. I was like, dude, you could have just did jab version. What's wrong with you?
Gotta go hard.
You never wake up with fucking fierce DP. What the hell?
Says you.
Yeah.
I guess shit.
An American would.
I mean, okay, unless you're playing like Kai, then you gotta do hard slash like vapor thrust. Otherwise, it doesn't get doesn't get that extra oomph behind it.
But
anyway, yeah, it was fucking craziness. I actually thought it was a good tournament.
no, it's really
yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't like Street Fighter 4 personally. I think personally that the game is trash. But top 8 for all the recent Capcom events have been really entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Even just from a spectator sport, even though I can say I don't like this game, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I think in that regard, Capcom Cup and the Pro Tour qualifiers have been a success.
Definitely. And dude, they haven't even like decided like even half of their competitors yet.
I'm not sure. I know how many. I can't even remember how many events because there's a certain. Obviously, what is it? Half are guaranteed spots, and the other half are points. Is that right?
Yeah, because last year the points didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
If you got like 1 point, I think you like got to go to Capcom Cup.
Well, remember that was like because I remember seeing that and feeling really bad for GamerB because he actually had the most points out of everybody, but then he lost his spot to Fudo because Fudo won DreamHack.
Dang.
Yeah, and so he was like, if there was like a 9th person that could go in, he could have been in there, but wild card maybe. Oh yeah, they're supposed to have wild card spots too, aren't they?
But and speaking of fun to watch, CEO once again amazes everybody by having some of the best production in terms of giving players a spotlight to have personality and develop a following by using the wrestling ring and player entrances just like Evo used to do like 11 years ago.
It's like, fun to watch those. I mean, it's like you kind of half expect like the player to do something extremely cheesy and be clumsy and mess it up, and then there's those few moments like where K-Brad does the fucking perfect Stone Cold Stunner, although it wasn't perfect. The camera angle was perfect.
He did most. It looked more like a diamond cutter.
Yeah, it looked like a diamond cutter
or an RKO,
and it was dark.
But I mean, the fact that other gaming websites are picking up K-Brad, like coming out as Stone Cold. That's a pretty big thing. Like, it's cool because it's going to get him a little bit more press. It puts a better face on fighting games for one thing because it's something not negative. Mm-hmm. And it makes people want to go to CEO. So in that way, it's a win for pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I think Jabali has lightning in a bottle there with that event. And should he ever expand, man, like holy crap.
Well, it's like we've been saying for a while that there's so many parallels in the way that shit talk and fighting games coincides with wrestling.
Right. And
cutting promos on people. And so Jabali just combined the two.
Yeah. And it works perfectly. Now the weird thing is like how does everybody else do that without immediately being labeled a Jabali biter? I remember NCR last year had entrances for top 8 for almost every game, I think. And
yeah,
I was actually pretty excited for it to come back this year, but they decided not to go with it for whatever reason. So, that kind of sucked. But hopefully it'll come back after seeing K-Brad end up on Bleacher Report. And did they talk about Dimension's entrance? Like Dimension's entrance is actually really good.
The sort of the Undertaker Bray Wyatt-esque, all the lights go out and then he just appears right next to him.
Exactly, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I'm just upset that more players aren't taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah. Like
I don't think they have the opportunity to. That's the thing.
They do. If they walk into the ring, they have the opportunity.
Oh, you mean that CEO? Yeah, they totally have an opportunity to do it. But...
Like, Chris, imagine the two of us. That's it, the two of us in that ring doing something together.
I just want to point out that the two of us anywhere is a fucking disaster, especially at a Dancing All Night booth at E3.
That was an amazing...
No, that was an amazing disaster is what I'm saying. If that's how we act at a fucking dance booth...
Look, here, if that's how we acted in, what was it, a 5x5 space, imagine what we could do in a wrestling ring.
It's very true. Probably wouldn't even get around to playing the game.
Wait, there's games?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe.
All right.
Possibly.
But,
That's a great opportunity. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Oh, no, and I was going to say, well, obviously CEO Taku, God, that name, is this fall, so Jabali's already expanding his stuff, and, obviously he runs regional CEO events. I think they're maybe just Florida locals, technically, during the seasons. So.
Right, yeah.
Is it really called CEO Taku or
CEO Taku, yeah.
I mean, that's what the shirt says, so I'm going to guess.
Oh.
Well, I won't say anything about his taste in names, but, at least he's reaching out and...
All right.
That's... that's...
Well, the problem is, okay, it's not necessarily a problem, but the thing is, I bet a lot of people are going to be, really cool with that name.
Yeah, they already are. They're already cool with that name and the logo and the poster.
I mean, you guys haven't seen the shirts then, have you?
Yeah, we've seen the shirts.
I saw the design.
Okay, I was about to
them.
say, the Senpai Notice Me shirt, God damn it.
That just paints us all in a bad light. That's what I want to say.
I mean...
I play
Yeah,
anime
who likes
games.
Jabali? Come on now.
Just kidding. I love Jabali.
Yeah,
But-
send us to CEO Taku.
See me in marketing
Well-
moves.
We'll commentate, run your brackets, and harass people too.
I would actually like to go to that. It'd be fun. I would actually go to just fucking hang out and run brackets, though. I don't really think, at this rate, that being on a high level of competition is in the cards. I'll say
Well,
that.
you've got another event coming up still, though. Not you got SCR coming up still, and you've got Larry's event,
Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah.
Well, and then of course there's the other SCR Prelude event in August, probably. So there's a lot going on in
There's
SoCal.
West Coast Warzone.
Oh yeah, that got announced.
This
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! I didn't even see that.
I would like to go to CEO, Otaku, or Anime CEO, whatever the hell they're calling it. And I would just like to go there and just bash everyone's favorite anime. That's it. Just talk shit about
Sit
anime.
there just talking shit.
You can just do that from here.
Yo, your waifu shit, dog. What you doing? Yo, your waifu treats you like shit. Dumb crap like that.
I really wish Jimmy just buys a reversible hat that one side says Idol Master and the other side says Love Life. That he just flips as the situation warrants.
I'll do it. I don't care. And then I'll just, spray paint LA on one side and boom, boom,
Yep.
boom. Like I'm wearing my normal hat.
Oh man, but yeah, Evo's gonna be a good time.
Can I quickly mention something about CEO? I don't know if anyone else noticed the fact that they had these actual arcade machines there.
Oh yeah.
That shit's amazing. Because even if you get out of the tournament, if you go into you just seriously can have yourself some cheers moments where you're just drunk at an arcade machine playing like-minded individuals. And every time I see that there's a Third Strike machine and people aren't getting clowned by me, it rips me inside. Because somewhere in Florida, there were people that were like, you know what, I'm good at this game. And I know, and Alex is a bad character. They're thinking these thoughts, and I'm over here on the other side of the country, unable to change their mind and show them the way.
Just rubbing your hands together menacingly.
I wish I was. It's more like I'm just salivating with the rage of just oh my god, this guy doesn't know he can't parry headbutt. I need to bash his brain in.
Yeah, you don't really get a lot of chances to do that anymore. I mean, most events don't even. You got to find your own setups. So it's pretty cool that they would offer that to us.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Are they gonna do that at Evo this year? Are we gonna have a cab area?
My guess is there is going to be a normal BYOC, but I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of cabs because obviously a bunch of them were brought by Super Arcade last year.
Oh right.
And I don't know,
And
obviously
this
with
year-
their situation being so up in the air right now.
The one thing we can kind of use to gauge the situation is the fact they are going to have the CVS2 event, and that's going to be on PS2. So
Yeah.
read that as you will.
The what usually happens with cabs at Evo is the Vegas crew usually brings them out. So if they're coming, they're most likely going to bring them out. Because Vegas brought 3 or 4 cabs last year. I forgot what it was. Chris, didn't you help bring out some cabs?
Yeah, they brought like 2. The ones I brought out, they just had 2 cabs.
Okay, because they already had a cab at the event,
Yeah.
and they brought out those other 2. So they had 3 cabs. And years before, they would bring out like 8 to 10 cabs. It was sick as shit.
I think Joe had to get rid of or Jose had to get rid of those.
Probably.
He's been selling them off. There's a couple still at his house though.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe they won't have room for it, or whatever. I don't know. Like I love the BYOC area, but just having like the cabs there, like last year, was like really nice. You know, and especially being able to play different games like '98, being able to play CVS2 on those cabs.
Well,
Different experience.
if you think back to the last time they were at Paris Ballets, I don't know if they're running the indie game showcase again this year or not.
Oh right, yeah.
They are actually. I remember seeing an article for it on.
Well, okay, so even if they are, they still had enough room for cabs on the side. Now I don't know what kind of layout they're going for this year. They might be changing it up a little bit. So.
I think they would. Last year, the indie showcase was significantly larger than it was the year before. So you can only you would assume it's going to be larger this year than it was last year.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I wonder what they'll be showing this time. I haven't really been keeping my eye on too many indie games this year.
Yeah, I haven't really, to be honest, either.
Like if it's gonna be bigger, like what do they have to show?
I mean, there's plenty of different games though. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's plenty, but like there was a couple games at 2 years ago that people were just like, oh man, I gotta get on this.
Well, and you never know too if Sony is helping like support all these different things like Evo and Capcom Cup. Maybe Sony will have a small booth with like indie stuff because that's what they did at E3. Like half the Sony booth was just indie games.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I have no idea, to be honest with you.
And then as for the rest of Evo, we've got the monumental clash that is Exard, which. You watched God's Garden and CEO last weekend, and you should expect to see some of those guys show up.
A lot of them show up, actually.
Holy crap.
Like.
So what do you think the chances are of top 16 at Evo being all Japanese players?
Very likely.
I don't think it's that likely. I think it's going to be a lot. I think definitely. But I think it's going to depend on a couple things. I think it's going to depend on seeding. And just, general level of play on that day. I think that it's easy to say that Japan's just going to crush us, and there are some players over there who will. I mean, Ogawa's coming. That's going to be really hard to beat.
Well, Hellpockets could take out Ogawa, can't he?
Yeah, probably. He loses the
Easy.
I know Hanzo Gonzo was supposed to take out Ogawa.
He plays Faust. He's going to lose that match.
Wow.
Look, I'm pretty sure that, with Chris working out, he can easily bench Ogawa.
Oh, it's easly, man. That guy's like 150?
Get me 2 Ogawas.
I can easily do an Ogawa in each hand.
But I don't know. I think there are some obvious favorites to do really well. Obviously, Ogawa, Woshige, Nage, I think are probably some of the highest level people who are going to be showing up.
I think if Payne gets a good path, he can end up in top 16.
We shall see.
I don't know.
I think there's a bunch of players who can actually. I don't know if Doran's going, but after watching Doran's performance against Kazunoko over the weekend, I think he has a shot. I think Elven Shadow has a really good shot at making top 16. Like you said, Payne is... the only thing I can say against Payne is that his lack of experience in Guilty Gear in general.
Yeah.
Is the only thing that I think you can hold against him.
If it ends up like it was at NCR, then yeah, that's just going to be lack of not knowing what to do. And also, I mean, I've been watching that match over and over again since that happened. Like, he just kept dying through air throw setups, and honestly, he hasn't really changed his playstyle that much, but I think he's learned from his mistakes. So that's part of getting the experience. And I think if you're going to get experience in Guilty Gear, the best way to do it is against like a high-level player like Kazunoko in Grand Finals at NCR, you know? So,
Oh, definitely.
you know, I think he probably isn't still the most experienced player, but he probably has enough that he could make it on his own.
Yeah. Well, I also think that because there are so many, not so many, but there are a few obviously new characters now, relatively new characters like Elfelt and Leo and Sin. I feel like that helps the US a little bit more because there isn't this depth of knowledge on all these characters going back a decade for a lot of players. So I feel like there's a lot more things that are being uncovered and found about these characters that, to be honest, we can use to sort of level the playing field. I feel like Elfelt is a character that scares a lot of people.
Definitely.
She has a gun, so guns are scary.
Guns are scary. So I think you might see a couple Elfelts sneak in the top 16.
I wouldn't be surprised. Sin players are strong. Definitely going to see a
Sin
Leo.
just explodes you if he touches you.
Yeah, man. That is so annoying to deal with.
And the character only got better in 1.1.
Jesus.
So
I still really like the Fab explanation for one of his tier lists, which was he just had Sin kind of high, and they asked him why, and he said, damage and range. And could you expand on that? No.
Nope, that's it.
It's like what?
There's nothing to expand on.
Have you ever fought a Sin before? It's literally just like you taking hella damage for trying to get in.
And don't ever try to challenge Beak Driver. You're gonna lose.
Nope.
And it's gonna hurt a lot.
And if he starts going for that overhead swing, just block. You're never gonna interrupt it.
I mean, you can interrupt it. You just gotta be a G.
Yeah. You just gotta be okay. Here it comes. Oh man, that's a lot faster than I thought it was.
And the other thing is that with the new proximity OS that got discovered, apparently some of the players that speak Japanese and follow Japanese Twitter said that a lot of the Japanese players are actually worried about this having a big effect on EVO. So, because certain characters really benefit from it.
I would expect that it would, and I wouldn't say that because I say that because a lot of people have always said, "Oh, this looks like it's it's too new. It's not going to be integrated into match play yet because nobody really knows how it works." I'm like, nobody really has to know how it works. They just need to know that it works.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there are plenty of players on everywhere in the world who are really good, just have amazing aptitude toward picking new stuff up like this.
Right.
And to think that some people are not going to be using it already is pretty silly in my book.
Yeah.
And when will it be gone?
Yeah. So I know, Alex, you were talking to Mike Z about the Proximity OS, and maybe you could talk a little bit about what he think the reason it exists.
That wasn't Mike Z. That was a Mr. Zyke M.
Oh, Zyke M. My bad.
That was the budget Mike Z.
My bad.
Non-union Mexican counterpart. But one of the things to note is this doesn't seem to exist in the older games. So if we're to be told that they kind of copy pasted everything, it's all right, that's obviously not accurate, or you fucked up somewhere, which means you can go back and fix it. So what's likely happening is that there's probably a state that defines you going into proximity block where the game prioritizes specials and FD incorrectly. So normally when you're in neutral, you're just doing stuff mid-screen and you do a special with an FD input, it's going to give you the special, right?
Right.
But in this case, it's if you're going into the proximity block, shit gets weird. Where it's did they do something? You get a special. Did they do nothing? You get FD. So it might just be as easy as find where in the game it says you're going into proximity state and tell it prioritize this over this. Which, that sounds really simple, and it's one of those assumptions that you think they did program it the same way as they've done before, or, they did something as simple as this, and, their design for their code is such where they can go back and make these sort of fixes easily. Or we just might be looking at, we pop open the hood of a very nice polished car and we realize there's fucking spiders in your radiator.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I've worked in mechanic shops before. This has happened. So, it'll be interesting to see. Like, I honestly don't expect it to live to Revelator. Like, I wouldn't expect them to put out a patch because it might be intensive enough, and with patches costing them money, they're just, it might just be one of those, screw it, we're going to wait until our full update to remove it. If it does exist in Revelator, here's my official stance.
Powerful words.
Yeah, because I'm honestly going to stop caring.
I definitely think that with it being found, basically, it got found right before the second load test Revelator, right? Or right around the exact same time.
I think
So
before, yeah.
I feel like I imagine that ArcSys is well aware that this is a thing. So I'm hoping, since obviously we have no finished version of the game yet, that this is a problem they're looking into. Of course, we'll never know until we get Revelator, because most companies like this don't talk about these kind of problems, especially Japanese ones.
It'll be interesting to see if there's another Loke test and it still exists.
That's true. And you gotta guarantee somebody's gonna test it.
Oh yeah, that would be day one. Like, I'd be like, here's my quarter. Let me try your thing because I'm gonna make you look really bad if it's still there.
Yeah.
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 Like, here's your trash burger of a company ruining my own video games.
Yeah, that would be like
Yeah.
a really weird decision on their part just not to change it. But then again, it could be like you said, if they change that, what is that gonna?
Ideally,
knock
it shouldn't break. It shouldn't break anything because it's like, this is how it's supposed to function. This is how your other games have functioned. This is how you've been doing things.
Right.
Yeah, I would hesitate. Well, I can't say for sure that it would be fine just fixing it the one way, but I mean, it's not that ArcSys hasn't patched OSs in the past. Obviously, back in Reload to Slash, they removed air throw option select from the game and basically just made it not work anymore. So they've definitely done things like this where they just spot fix things, and it's like, nope, you just can't do that anymore. It just doesn't work. So if they know about it and they see it as a problem, I think it'll be gone.
Yeah, because we might think it's like, was this intentional or was this an oversight? Because oversights happen. Like, look at Ultra Street Fighter 4, where 90% of the game is an oversight. Where the stuff they got correctly are, maybe that's the oversight. Maybe I was looking at it wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like every time they fix something in Street Fighter 4, just like another hole appeared in the boat. So
Yeah, but we're also comparing it to something that was a game that was created originally, obviously sort of mediocrely or decent enough, and then they just compounded shit on top over it, and we ended up with a world where they started doing everything by hand.
that's true.
Where, instead of creating, static things where, here's your medium punches, they should do this except for these. Instead, it's just like, we paid some guy to do data entry and be like, here's all the medium punches, tell them the, numbers. And do it by hand. Let's just introduce all possibilities of human error into the equation. Nothing. I love human error. Tony, how much do you like human error?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like, you ever just try to walk somebody through, like, putting in a monitor and connecting it to some equipment and trying to describe where the stuff is? Like, even though you have a clear picture in front of you of where stuff is, and you're like, no, it's behind the red box but below the blue one, and they're suddenly telling you, it's like, oh, I've connected it, and there's just porn on the screen. It's like, you connected to the green box.
Wow.
Even though that's on the other side of the room. I just
Yeah.
love human error. Like, it's amazing. Let's just introduce more of that. That's what's making your games
makes
random.
it more real. Makes it more realistic.
And you guys complain about hitbox usage. Let's just eliminate human error altogether.
God.
Can we just wire a controller into my brain? Like,
Yeah, the only error should be is in my decision making.
I mean, technically, that's where it is.
But speaking about patches and changes, MKX and Tanya, that was not fun to watch.
So what happened?
And
with
I
that?
didn't even see top 8. I only saw top 16.
What is
Anya mirrors.
Tanya mirrors. Top 4 players in top 8. I think it was only technically half of top 8 was all Tanyas, but a lot of Tanya mirrors with just a lot of teleporting around and throwing fireballs to the point where it's almost impossible to actually call the action.
I think I heard at some point the crowd was actually just counting the number of teleports.
Oh Jesus!
It was one of those. Hey, remember guys when we used to make fun of people hiding behind the table, and we just counted the low forwards? Y'all really like that?
Man, that's. So I remember I saw some tweet from Sonic Fox earlier, just saying like that this character is weird. I'll just say she's weird.
Sonic Fox basically said you're gonna either play Tanya or play Kung Lao, or you're gonna get mopped up. Is exactly what he said.
And this is after the patch they just recently released, right? Where everybody was like,
"Oh yeah,"
man,
where she supposedly got nerfed because her teleport used to have armor on it.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why would that ever be a good idea?
I don't know.
Oh man.
The biggest issue with Tanya right now is that she actually gets to play a runaway game in MKX, which no other character has successfully been able to do yet. And not only does she get to run away, she gets basically safe block strings into a move that makes her fireballs do an assload of chip damage.
Oh no.
So she just puts this dust on you, and it makes the next fireball she throws do a shit ton. Like a chip or on hit.
Wow.
And if it does hit, it's almost seriously like 20%.
Damn.
So you have a character that's very hard to catch, and the character, you can catch her if you sort of read the teleport mix-up or a fireball right, but so many characters, the only way they can get in is by running, and by the time they run in and waste all their stamina to catch her, they can't do a combo that justifies all the stamina wasted. They basically can't do their big damage combo anymore. They have to settle for something that's maybe closer to an 18 to 20%, where a lot of characters in this game usually get a 35 to 40%.
I just want to say, this is a really bad time to be discovering this.
So you just sort of have that variation, and then you also have the variation that's just like constant pressure with these small weapons she has that just also tends to do a lot of chip damage for no reason. She's hard to catch, and she's strong, and right now the current meta has no answer for her. Other than, I guess, Kung Lao apparently can win.
Is this one of those things where it's like, I mean, the time will always find a way, I imagine, but we're not going to get that amount of time before they patch it, so.
Well, the thing about it is I'm not sure what's legal for Evo. I'm pretty sure she is, though. So right now it's looking like Evo is going to be a Tanya festival.
Oof. You never want that. That's the worst case scenario, I think.
I mean, this could actually end up being like that year when Tekken 6 was like half Bob in top 8, and everybody literally tuned out.
That was the worst.
And was just like, yo, you want to go get a snack? This is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Down 2.
It was down 1, actually.
My bad.
Just watching Eris and his buddies in the front row just lose their minds every time one was thrown.
Yep.
So that's sort of, and I'm not saying that Tanya will eventually not be, figured out ways around that if the game were to continue that way. What I am saying is, in the short term, it's hurting the game, and the continuous patches are hurting the game. So I feel like if that culminates in Evo being a shit show, that looks really bad for MKX.
Right, that's why it's such a horrible timing for it, because it's like, they're not going to patch it again before Evo. That's less than 18 days. Like, what are they going to do to it?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do anything, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So it's just kind of like, well, just pray somebody figured something out before Evo. They're going to be grinding the shit out of it, I assure you.
Well, I think that what's going to happen is I think you're going to have a bunch of people who are trying to grind something on the side, but everybody's going to be learning Tanya.
Yeah.
I see no reason not to right now.
Tanya.
So basically, everybody at Evo is going to have a pocket Tanya or just be playing Tanya.
Ooh.
And it's, like I said, it's really hard to commentate because when you do mirror matches in that game, some of the characters don't have a really big, distinct color difference. So like for Tanya, it's like yellow and slightly darker yellow.
Oh, that sucks.
It's like purple legging,
Why
instead of black on the things.
MK has always been terrible at that, where they're just like, hey, here's your like mirror match character, and it's like darker Sub-Zero. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
Like, at least most games have figured out a way, like, even Tekken Tag 2, which just had only character 2 palettes, which was annoying because some of them were cool, made it so that you could tell which player was which character.
Right.
And that should be something that should be in every game, like, make the difference bright and noticeable.
Especially a 3D game? Sheesh.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And it's too bad because MKX is a fun game to play, and I understand a lot of people have issues with it, but I think it's a pretty fun game, and it's had a really big following. But I think people are starting to get tired of the patch cycle, the new character is broken cycle, and then lather, rinse, repeat.
And now you got what? You got Predator coming out that...
Yeah, Predator footage leaked today, and honestly, he doesn't... I mean, it's too hard to tell, obviously. He doesn't look as ridiculous as Tanya looked, just because he doesn't seem to have that mobility. But, I mean, obviously, you can't tell from Challenge Tower, if he's going to have ridiculous frames and stuff like that. It does look like I think it's his down 1 is like almost like a 2 character length stab or something like that.
Jeez.
And in one situation, it looked like he had an uppercut that you could combo off of. And I was like, that's got to be a string, because if it's not, that's silly as fuck.
Why are you guys talking about, like, the low light of the patch? Like, the best thing about this patch is the fact that Carl Weathers is in the game now. What the hell is wrong with you guys?
That's pretty cool, don't get me wrong.
Shit.
Oh, man. No, I mean, like, I like the fact that he's in there. It just... man, NetherRealms just hasn't... NRS games just have not had a good run at EVO for the last couple of years, I feel.
Well, and I think this is all in part due to what we've talked about, or at least I've said on here, is that they're not giving the game time to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just released the game in April, and we already have... How many new characters? This is... Is it just Tanya and Jason right now? I forget. Because I don't own the game. Goro was day one.
Okay.
But at least 2 DLC characters and like 4 to 5 balance patches. And some of them have drastically changed the way characters play.
This is all under a year, mind you. So this is like, you don't even usually get this shit with like Street Fighter.
This is under 5 months.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they needed to actually have a concrete thing where it's like, okay, every X months we'll evaluate the state of the game and then patch or change things that really are causing problems.
Right. But there's no reason
That's not
to
what
actually...
they're doing.
Right, they're actually using... It's almost like they see a reason to do a patch for one specific issue, and then they're like, hey, let's attach all these other changes to it. It's like a fucking congressional bill, you know?
Actually,
like,
that's a really good way of looking at it.
You want to fix the roads, but
there's a hell of a lot of pork barrel politics going into all these patches.
Yeah.
It's like, I, for
Because
one,
people
feel
on
this time
Test Your Might are just bitching incessantly about this is too strong, or this is too strong, or this is too strong, and it's all things that aren't really showing out in tournaments. You had people talking about how Scorpion was way too good for a long time, and like 1 player, maybe 2 players were super successful with the character. Or players everybody bitching about Aaron Black, and Sonic Fox was really the only one winning with Aaron Black.
I don't see anybody else using him.
So there are definitely things that you could look at. Like, I definitely thought that the EX grenade roll being plus frames with Aaron Black was a little silly because it allowed him to really pressure you in the corner. But that was something that probably should have been taken over a longer period of time to look into. Not like, people are complaining about this, Sonic Fox is winning, nerf it. Like, why?
But like I said, even if it was just that, they don't just nerf that. They nerf like everything.
They got the addendums. They got like, I'm all for the nerfing of Tanya, but I'd like to add this liner that says we nerf Sub-Zero further into unplayable trash.
Exactly. It's just like, why? What's the reason behind this? Like, I don't know. Like, just seems like a good way to justify my position on this board.
As part of the nerfing committee, I'd also like to add another provision. Tom Brady is being an asshat.
Damn.
I'd like to make sure that his character is unplayable so that he just holds his head in his hands for the next 3 tournaments. Can we get that added? Look, I
Was
mean,
Tom Brady there playing?
I think he was there, yeah.
Well,
So there's just a lot of really stupid knee-jerk reactions based on characters and not like, oh, this player is winning because of character. Not even though these people, it's like Sonic Fox has been winning tournaments since, I think he started in Injustice, but he's also won MK9 stuff. DJT and MIT have both been playing since MK9. These are not like random new players that all of a sudden just started winning. Maybe it's not the character, maybe it's them.
it's possible. It's possible. And it's not just them, though. It's not just the players. It is the developers. And I think the developers share about maybe 60% of the blame. Because they could easily just say, or actually just look at the footage. There is film to back up some of these statements while not really supporting other arguments.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you that, some stuff does need to be nerfed, but why are you adding on all this other shit? Look, some characters are gonna be bad. That's fighting games.
Yeah.
Stop basically creating a new mid, top, and bottom tier every time you patch the game. It pisses people off, and it makes them not want to play your game.
It's also bad for business because if you're trying to showcase this at like an event like EVO and everybody's playing Tanya, nobody's going to want to buy this game.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating because I want to like this game. In fact, I've been wanting to get this game because I got a PS4 recently and I want to get the game, but I'm sort of reticent right now because obviously online's not very good, and how much of the community is going to be sticking around?
Very true.
So
I mean,
I already gave up.
Jesus.
I know a lot of people have, to be honest with you.
A lot of people are giving up, and that's really sad because it got a lot of steam behind it. And dude, like, I mean, the worst thing about it was the PC launch, and everybody was like, "Fuck it, we're not playing on
Holy
PC anymore."
shit, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, and apparently that started a trend because everybody else's PC launch has been shit since then.
I heard Arkham Knight was unplayable when it launched. I don't know if it still is.
They
but-
pulled
They
it.
took it down.
They pulled it. It was so
Oh, it
bad.
hasn't come back up yet?
I don't know. Is Arkham Knight back?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'd like to thank Steam refunds for that because they're probably like, oh crap, it probably looks worse if we get all the games refunded.
Just mashing the red button on that one.
Yeah.
But like, there was just a lot of like fanfare behind MKX, and a lot of people were naysaying it. They're like, "Oh, it's not going to beat Street Fighter," and I'm like, "It doesn't have to beat Street Fighter, you know? It can be its own thing, and it was its own thing. It's going to be its own thing. It's got its own esports league, literally." And then they started fucking it up.
Yeah, I was really surprised when they put a patch out in the middle of ESL.
Not a good look.
It happens.
I mean, we've seen this happen right before big Dota tournaments sometimes, but it's always sort of met with like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
It's just not a good idea. I mean,
It
you
just-
you wouldn't play like the majority of like a football season and then just say you gotta fucking punt the ball backwards now.
I mean, that's true.
You know, like why nobody would ever do that. So why would you do that to your players?
So, I don't know. It sucks. It really does, because when your patching schedule makes Arc System Works look relaxed, you've probably fucked up.
Dude, Arc System is like
The best.
They basically patch a game every 6 months.
Yeah.
One game. And
I would say this year they're actually kind of firing all cylinders though, because we're what, we got a patch and a sequel in under what 2 months? Shit.
yeah, I mean, well, they're fucking throwing everything now. Like, they have 3 franchises, and it seems like we basically get a new update every year.
Right.
From at least one of them, sometimes 2 when they overlap. And MKX has still done more updates than that.
God.
That's fucked up.
That basically means you aren't playing the game, you are playing like micro aggressions basically.
But
I don't know.
I think it would be cool because, like, here's the thing. Obviously, MKX is trying to do the online game thing where it's just like, yeah, we're going to release patches as often as possible. But what they are neglecting, what a lot of other games that do that neglect, is that a lot of those games that release patches normally have test servers.
Yeah.
This just comes out months before it actually goes gold, and people are playing on it just for fun. Doesn't count. It's for funsies. And then
not for realsies?
Yeah, not for real, just for funsies. It's casuals, friendlies,
Oh, friendlies.
Friendlies. And so
I think there's a friendlies near me.
And given the nature of the way Capcom is going to be beta testing Street Fighter V, this is entirely possible to do with MKX and other fighting games.
Chris, no Johns during friendlies, okay?
No, John.
It's hilarious that everybody was kind of shitting on the idea of Capcom doing the open beta for Street Fighter V, but after the MKX stuff, I'm kind of like, no, it's okay, do it. Just go ahead. At least the game's not officially out yet.
Yeah. Just let it rip. Oh, I've bitched about that enough. I think Resident Evil is going to be great. I think MKX could be great too. Maybe it'll be, maybe somebody will surprise us and it'll be like one of those top 10 moments that Maximilian will talk about.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can wait forever.
Wow. I like Max's voice. Sounds good.
That's not the point.
I think he makes a better producer. What's up?
Chris, who are your top MK commentators?
Fuck! Are you kidding me?
Why are they both Godspeed?
I fucking knew that this was going to go.
I'm gonna say,
Radio Godspeed?
Is there somebody other than Eris?
I mean, look, when you start tiering flavors, you just immediately go to what's A rank, because we know what the S is. Like, do we even need to mention Eris? Like, I could have Eris commentate my funeral, and I'd probably
wake
come
up
back to life laughing. Actually, let's do that. Tony, write that down.
Take a note.
Yeah,
Godspeed, huh? I did not hear Godspeed speak, but apparently a lot of other people unfortunately did.
I mean,
he's just really dry, I think,
Yeah.
is the thing. Somebody explained it as Godspeed basically gives you the radio commentary for MKX. Like, you don't have to watch what's going on because he tells you exactly what's going on.
Damn.
which is decent for play-by-play, but it comes to the point where you're just like, yeah, I don't need this anymore.
Just take it away from the screen.
It's more of like a pace thing, which I think is a problem. It's like at some points when you're so keen on trying to fill dead air, you just don't leave any air at all. And it just becomes like, I can kind of follow along on my own. I kind of want to maybe listen to somebody else's insight, if applicable, but it's just,
No, I hear you. Sometimes you just don't want to hear the sound of a voice over the action, especially if the action is just like, two guys dancing mid-screen.
Right. If someone's just describing you, it's like, oh, he runs forward, but jumps back, passes the Pele, back to forward.
I think this is where the term bait the neutral
back
came
to center. Oh my god.
Yes, please bait the neutral.
from.
That's my favorite thing in
forget.
fighting games.
It's crucial, guys.
You gotta bait the neutral.
If he's gonna poke, you gotta bait it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, but other than that, I thought the MKS was commentary's pretty good. Even for as much shit as we give Max, the man, he can talk at least.
Yeah.
And for all the erroneous things he says, he fills in the seats and he keeps them entertained.
I was gonna say Max is nothing if not entertaining.
Yeah.
Max, and he's enthusiastic. There's one thing,
which-
like, Max really makes it seem like he cares about everything that's happening, that he's excited to see this coming matchup, and that's really important in a lot of ways, especially to draw new players into a game.
I would say so, because I think we fall into a lot of traps, especially with veteran players turning into commentators that are just like, it's just too cool to talk about it, like they're excited. And that in turn makes the viewer not feel too excited about what's happening. So a lot of people say, oh, you just want somebody screaming his head off. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. But at the same time, could you do it a little bit? You know,
Yeah,
fake it
it's
a
like
little bit.
like just like everything else in life, it's a balance. You got to strike a balance. Like I don't want to fucking have somebody sound like they're dead inside commentating anything, which is why you don't hire me to do anything. We're just gonna be like, man, this is some of the greatest Star Trek I ever seen in my life.
Are you gonna Ben Stein it?
Yeah, and look at that, wake up Harry and immaculate punish.
Wow.
Never in my days have I seen such play. But you know, at the other end of the spectrum, you definitely don't want somebody being, you know, just the sound effect board fucking for like 3 minutes during a combo where it's like the most insightful commentary is the ooh that follows up the ooh. And you know, that's not even trying to diss on fucking Yipes because he does an amazing job at what he does. It's the people that go to the extreme beyond him. Like I think Yipes is perfect.
Oh, Yipes inspired
Like-
a generation of commentators.
Like
man.
the man is clever, the man's witty, the man is, you know, enthusiastic as fuck.
Yeah.
But when you have people that just are just, you know, just sound effects and trying to mimic that, it's just like, no, just stop.
Well, we've always had it.
Dial it back.
That's what I'm
Dial
saying.
it back.
We've always
Yeah,
had
I
an issue
thought
with
I
that.
thought Yipes and Ski from Marvel was great actually.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Like
So-
people shit on Ski, and you know, but that's your taste, and you know, sometimes he's not my favorite commentator to have on, but the man is a good analyst.
I think Ski Sonic is one of those rare commentators that can like carry people though. Like if you're not really feeling like you know where you are on the mic, having somebody like Ski Sonic on there who isn't gonna like totally lose you in jargon, but still
Yeah,
kind of
that's actually a good point. Like I think that analysis of Ski Sonic is very, very apt, where he's a good complement to a majority of other commentators. Like he's good at working with many people, which is not easy to do. Because trust me, there's some people you commentate with where you just want to strangle.
it's fucking grindy, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, I know Tony's in the call with you right now, so it's kind of hard to talk about.
No, I love working with Tony, man.
Yeah, I like working with Chris a lot too because we just have a good ass time.
We're just talking about dumb shit the whole time, and you know, then
It's
there's KOF
amazing.
happening. I like working with Gibby whenever Gibby feels like talking. I like that was actually the first guy I ever worked with that wasn't in NorCal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, going back to MK really quickly, I think honestly, if I got to pick two commentators for Evo, it would be probably David and Eris. Because
Yeah.
Eris is way more of a color commentary, and while David can do that, David also can play the really dry play-by-play guy as well. I think that would be great.
I think David's a good straight man for Eris. Because, you know, Eris is just, like you said, color commentary. He's going to be just ripping fart jokes left and right. They're going to be good jokes, though.
You know, that kind of begs the question. Like, I mean, we just kind of like went into our own accidental prediction for MKX commentators at Evo. It's like, what are we gonna have for other games?
I think for Street Fighter, I want to say Seth and somebody else, because I don't know if it'll be James Chen.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to do commentary this year. I think there's a lot of really good options for different games. I think the biggest ones that'll be interesting, obviously, is Guilty Gear, because this will be its first year, and honestly, the scene doesn't have a lot of really established commentators.
Well, honestly, with how big of a snorefest Street Fighter 4 is, they actually reached out to me and Gibby to commentate.
We accepted, so expect us to be doing, what was it, top 16?
I'm bringing a nightcap and some sleep.
Gibby will make sure not to sleep for 3 days.
Yep.
So it looks like this Kazudoko is going to kick this guy in the head again. I remember when we did this as CEO. Yeah. Oh, look, he did. He won. All right. Go home, everyone.
Nothing more to see.
Got all dressed up for nothing, huh?
And
I'm gonna be in my old Ebenezer Scrooge like onesie pajama, like full giant shirt. I'm gonna have my candlestick.
But hold on. Would you have the grippy soles?
Oh, yeah, dude, you got to have that, you know, for walking on walls and shit.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Why walking on walls? I have the grippy soles, that way I don't slip, die, and break my hip and shit.
I ain't tripping.
Yeah, you don't want to do that either. A lot of people have been falling off stages this year. You don't want to fall off the stage.
I assume Persona this year, Dacid's back. That's my guess.
I would say so, because without BlazBlue there, they're going to give him one ARC game to commentate, and then they'll Who would be his backup? Mike.
I
again?
forget who did it with him when
It was Muscle Mercy.
Muscles Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I don't know. I mean, I've never actually. I hate to say this. I've never actually watched the commentary for Evo because I'm there.
I sometimes check it out, but yeah, it's I didn't figure out who was with Dasbro until like almost a year later, where it was like, oh yeah, it was him and Mike for Blaze Blue. So I could see them coming back for Persona. They were obviously the pair that called the legendary moment that put Blaze Blue on the map for about a year, and then
Blaze Blue was on the map.
yeah, apparently.
Wait, you mean the Galileo thing yesterday? Or
Yeah.
last year? Wasn't that Dacid and Shea?
No, that was Dashing and Mike.
Ah, Jesus.
I think that was Dacid and Shea last year.
Only takes like 2 seconds to look up.
Dashing and somebody is going to be calling Persona most likely.
Let's
Yeah,
see. We have Dacid and the guy's wearing a suit and tie. Yeah, Shea.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So then maybe him and Mike did Persona. What was that? 2 years ago?
Possibly, or maybe like him and Mike
They did pools, maybe.
most likely.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that could be it.
Yeah.
So I know the two did work together last year.
Who's going to commentate the KOF side tournament?
Not
It's
me.
you. It's all you.
Actually, it's not.
It's all
Oh,
you.
actually, I've heard some rumblings about this. It's going to be D's.
Oh boy.
D. Snyder?
Oh,
I'll be
Got
back.
you need to come up with a better setup, son.
It's actually both of these. Ancient
You're already
Greek hero.
Just pack it up. Pack it up, Alex. No one's falling for your guff.
It's coming. I can do it again, I swear. No,
I would have gotten away with it. If it wasn't for you meddling kids.
I was approached for KOF commentary, but I don't believe it worked out because they decided to go with Juicebox and The Answer. So they Jesus.
I just want to. I'm only speaking for me, but I want to put in my formal statement. All right, I'm done.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, actually, while we're on the subject of Evo, a quick aside. Gibby and I have been discussing making the official list of the population, like taking a census for the population of Duckburg.
Oh boy.
So we are listing anyone and everyone that's ever challenged Gibby to play them in a match of Mark of the Wolves. And if it hasn't happened, you are now a citizen of Duckburg.
Yep. And once again, life is like a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Here
in
Duckburg.
Duckburg.
Out for a duck. That's for sure.
So,
I just want to
which
say
one?
I've never ducked them.
Which one is Bubba Duck?
Definitely Tyram.
Oh,
No,
God,
definitely Tyram.
Actually, I was going to say, with Tyram ducking so much, I'm pretty sure he could be the mayor of Duckburg.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
He's like the Duckley Boys or something.
The Beagle Brothers.
They're the Beagle Boys.
Bubba Ray
That's-
Duckley.
That's all of 7.
Bubba Ray Duckley. Oh my lord.
Jesus. I love this
Somewhere on the internet, now that you've released that into the ether, there is the Dudley Boys as ducks.
The Duckley Boys. God damn it. Hey, we gotta patent that shit right now. If you're gonna do Duckley Boys fan art, don't forget to put the SDR logo on it. We need a fucking logo.
Okay, so far, searching Google for Dudley Boys and DuckTales yields no result of ducks, so we're in a good spot.
All right.
All right, excellent.
The things we
Use
come
a
up with
pro
on this
wrestling
show.
tees, you know, and just like start bootlegging.
The Dudley Duck Drop, that's good.
God, you guys are all so done.
Yeah.
But
You're just jealous you didn't come up with it.
I am a little jealous. I'm not gonna Moments like these, I always think to myself, damn it, why is Anthony smarter than me?
Oh, why
comes
do
out
I
of the
say
honest-
everything that comes to mind?
It comes out at the oddest moments, man.
No
Like,
filter.
I always wish I had like Tony's impeccable timing and diction. Because he says the right things perfectly at the right time, and I would like for me, if I think of something smart to say, I'm just like, oh man, it's like.
Was that the sound of you shitting on the walls?
No,
I
that's
was thinking of the
like
same thing.
verbally shitting on the walls because I'm like,
Well, see,
oh
the
man,
difference normally is, Chris, you're drunk and Anthony's always sober.
that's true. Anthony does not drink, so he does not have to work with the drunken slur. He also
Or
didn't
the
play.
scatterbrain that comes from, being 12 beers in.
He also never played Jam in Action Core, so his brain is not complete and mush from being a lazy bastard.
Yeah, that's true. EX Puffball.
Yep. That ruined me, man. I was about to graduate college.
And then you're just like, what do you mean I can just do this move?
Exactly. I spent all my life practicing these Hyakushin Show FRC combos, and I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. They just gave it to me.
I don't need to learn anymore. Just throws the books away in the trash.
Exactly. Hyakushin Show. Who commentates Marvel? Yipes and who?
I assume Yipes and somebody.
What if it's Yipes and Persia?
I'm commentating everything.
I'd be fine with it.
I would actually be fine with it
I
too.
does an immaculate job.
feel
I'd be fine with
Persia
me
is,
at
like,
everything.
Top 2 in terms of Marvel commentary, possibly the best Marvel commentator out there.
Who, Persia?
I'm the
really
best Marvel
good.
commentator out there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Top 2. Walkman's the best Marvel commentator.
Oh, okay.
Followed by Persia. Sorry, Persia.
What about
Not
Hanzo
as good as
Gonzo?
Walkman.
Hanzo Gonzo's probably...
Hanzo Gonzo is not good.
Hold on. You didn't finish that sentence correctly. Not good at anything.
Well, no, I don't have to say at anything. He's just not
He's
good.
just
That
not good.
implies he's not good at anything. That's how it
All right.
works.
I mean, I'm here for specificity is the basis of all good communication.
Who said that about when did we have good communication on this show?
I don't know. Remember that time we explained how to Tony, did we ever do that show on how to change a battery?
I don't know. But
What
remember
kind of
when I communicated I was going to put my foot up your ass?
No, I didn't. Is that why you kicked me?
Just now.
Actually, did you get my email where I CC'd you?
No.
How about you CC these nuts?
Oh my god. I can't believe he did it. I saw it coming too. I was like, no! Tony, turn around!
This guy in his fucking carbon copy, cut and paste fucking these nuts statements. Get the fuck out of here.
Look, these are fucking original these nuts. These are the rarest of these nuts. Like, they come with a fresh batch
I
of
like how he
Pepe
says they're the
every time.
rarest and he doesn't shut up about these nuts. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Evo. It sucks that Prague's not going to be doing Smash this year.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
But-
yeah.
But I mean, I guess he definitely has his reasons. For anybody who didn't see I guess his health has been sort of in and out and up and down. So
Well, it sounds like specifically for his commentary style, without getting too deep into what he has, it sounds like it takes a lot out of him to be excited, Like,
Yeah.
he needs to relax. So
Yeah, and obviously the man wants to enjoy himself, and he doesn't want to put that strain on him. So
that's the other thing.
Yeah,
You're in Vegas
like,
for a whole weekend. Don't work.
also
Well,
don't
yeah, and
ever
I mean,
feel like
there's
you're
some-
fucking obligated to do this kind of shit.
well,
for
luckily
anyone.
there are a lot of really good Smash commentators that
Yeah.
can definitely fill that void.
Yeah, like Lord Walken.
Wow, Anthony, just a jack of all trades over.
Complicated.
Jack offs all the trades. Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, what is it? Like tanning leathered fucking upholstery?
The double wood
Carpentry.
stove.
Boy.
hmm
Commentate the Immaculate Conception. Shoot.
Yeah.
But in other news, there's a big Tekken announcement coming on July 7th.
Oh,
This,
yeah.
of course, is in addition to the U.S. actually getting Tekken 7 cabinets right before EVO for an undisclosed amount of time. We're not sure if it's just a loc test, what exactly they're doing.
So I'm privy to what the information is. I'm not under NDA, so I can probably talk about it.
Okay. Is it decent? That's
No, what the hell is wrong with you? Jesus Christ.
Grow up, Paul.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Yeah, it's not that.
It's not the.
No, it's not. It's not. No.
Okay, go on.
So, Namco bought out a smaller video game company. I'm not sure if you guys heard of them. They're called SNK Playless, and they took and put all their video game characters in there. So yeah, expect no Kusanagi in there, and all that crap.
The fuck?
I like
Jimmy
the hell
hasn't been sleeping for 4 days again.
Yeah. This is
When are they
essentially
gonna
what's
make
been going.
the SNK Playmore shoe source?
Yeah, SNK playing more shoe source.
Oh my god.
I was actually thinking about that right now. Like, if it was SNK Payless, like, would you have like those sick ass like LA lights that weren't quite LA lights?
Probably. Only one of them will light up.
Yeah, and it wasn't red. It was like blue.
Tell you what, I would definitely have maybe some British Knights. All right.
Look, man, if I had shoes from SNK Playlist, they better come with a calculator and a lighter. All right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I need in that shit.
On faces.
Shoes from SNK Playlist would come to you broken, with a guarantee that they would fix them in the next pair of shoes you got.
And you would
They
never
all
Are never coming out.
Okay, I'm done.
So did you just troll everybody with that?
With what?
What do you think?
I don't know, man. I can't even tell anymore.
Why the hell would I reveal sensitive information like that?
I don't know, because you're a dick. Shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sure.
I mean, he is a dick, but he also doesn't tend to break NDAs. So.
As an SNK fan, you kind of just believe everything after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's
break
what-
NDs. No.
All right.
Wow, that was awful.
Yeah, it was. That was the
But
point.
we're going to be doing
Anyway.
restructuring here and SDR in the next coming weeks. Everyone is off the show. Okay, we're done.
Well,
Anyway.
does that mean Kelly's back?
It's just going to be Kelly and Hanzo.
Solo show.
It's gonna be
Sick,
Kelly,
I'd watch.
Abe, and Nocturnal. That's gonna be the new.
The most boring shit ever.
So
It's gonna be
I
Abe
think
trying to
everybody-
talk to the both of them, and the both of them just not saying much.
I think everybody would really tune in for a show of Kelly and Hanzo. I feel like that's the true odd couple.
They take calls from the
She's an
chat.
anime, he's a Mountain Dew. How can they ever get along?
They're
But no,
both-
going back to the Tekken announcement, they did say it had a little something to do, or at least they referenced this year being the 20th anniversary of Tekken. It could be any number of things. Maybe we'll get an international release date, or maybe it's a console release date, or maybe it's just more characters, or who knows.
Or maybe it's an
You have
announcement
your-
that requests that you keep waiting for Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah.
You never know. It really could be.
You guys have your hopes set up too high. Like, in the past year, we've had two 20th anniversaries happen? We had the KOF 20th anniversary,
Oh,
and we
God,
had
don't
the Virtua
remind me.
Fighter 20th anniversary.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened for either of those franchises. And those are two pretty big franchises, right? Now, Tekken is kind of big, you know? I don't know. Is it as big as Virtua Fighter and King of Fighters?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah, it is. Never mind. Disregard everything I just said.
Just as possible to have nothing happen.
Never mind.
Hmm?
But yeah,
Do you
so who knows? It could just be what a lot of people in chat are saying, another Tekken anime. Good God.
What if they finally announce Pokken? Because that's what I'm holding out for.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, Pokken has already tested a little bit, so.
But I mean,
think
like, I want them to just be like an announcement where it's like, "Hey guys, turn on your Wii U's."
Oh no, it's gonna be in arcades first. They're gonna milk that one.
Hey, your Wii U's are now arcades.
Oh shit, they've got us.
That would actually be pretty sick.
What would happen if you find out that Nintendo NX is like, yeah, it also plays, Taito Type X2 games.
It's
got
actually-
Jessica.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's now a Nessica board. You can download your favorite arcade games.
Nintendo
For
would win
$10,000.
everything. Nintendo
You know,
would
actually-
just basically destroy everything.
Actually, you know what crazy that would be to think about it? We have things like like Spotify or other a whole bunch of streaming services, Amazon Prime, all that kind of crap. Like, why don't game consoles or PCs have apps that are just
It's
I
called
don't want.
Steam.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you actually do get the Nessica subscription, but then you're just like, oh, I would rather have, Sega AllNet because I like Hatsune Miku and, Guilty Gear. It's like you choose your subscriptions and then you get to play them at home.
All right, so I actually had a whole rant prepared for this about a month
Because
ago.
the Japanese arcade industry wants to stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's
But they would
pretty much
stay
what
alive
it is.
longer by providing
No, they wouldn't.
other countries where PCs is like the main source of like things being played, especially in countries that aren't America,
If arcades,
European countries.
if arcade distributors were in charge of the software that this came on and they distributed it, then yes, that would happen. But most likely, they're not interested in getting involved with that. Now, this is something I've been thinking about because I say there's no reason why everybody who's not in Japan can't play Japanese arcade games, especially if they're digital streamed to arcade cabinets, which is like, it's just a big PC more or less at this point. There's literally no reason why it can't happen, but it does. It just doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, too bad.
No, I agree.
Yeah, indeed, too bad for all of us.
I'm extremely saddened by it too. I think if we had this, it would kill a good portion of Steam for fighting game players, at least. Imagine if you could at one moment play like, Arcade Perfect Third Strike, and then switch
There's
over
no
to Neo
such
Geo.
thing as Arcade Perfect Third Strike.
Well, it's the arcade version.
Not even the arcade versions are.
Both of you showed up and
Yeah.
talking real quick. This is the problem with this show. The communication doesn't come out clean because you're always interrupting motherfuckers.
Fucking thing sucks. Fucking I'll do it live.
Do it live. Anyway, you're playing Third Strike, and then you're playing Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, and then you're playing that new version of Blade Arcus that they actually sped up, and it looks all right. So, yeah, it totally would be awesome.
Is
it's just
This would make so much more money.
Whoa,
You would have
make
What?
money? Look,
Yeah.
you're thinking too hard here. No one wants to make money, all right?
You know, I kind of got to agree with Gibby. Nobody wants to make money. If they wanted to make money, Round 1 bowling would have been everywhere.
I mean, it's slowly
It's slowly
being
getting there, right?
everywhere.
Where's the San Ho one?
Yeah.
But you know what they're not doing? They're not doing the freaking net play thing. They're not doing the Sega AllNet infrastructure. Even though they have the ability to do so. They've said so.
I would not be surprised if... Well, they technically do have AllNet because they actually have the Miku game that's connected online.
That's true, yeah.
Sega
maybe it's
Written
just-
Edge 2.
It's quite possible that all these things that we're talking about are just licensing issues and working out different, basically, business agreements. Like, where's the money? Who's getting it? How much of it?
We live in a time where companies are international. They could hold on to their licensing rights and still, work with other people.
Yeah, but they have to decide who gets what. Who
Except
gets
it doesn't
the
work
cut.
that way when you involve countries. So.
Yeah.
I don't give a single shit. Fucking this is the internet. We have net neutrality.
Also, once that thing once that shit makes it to China, that shit's getting bootlegged so hard you won't even need to pay for a service anymore.
What? They probably already bootlegged
No, they.
everything.
Then how come we don't have it? If they
Because it's in
bootleg-
China, dumbass.
Are you
I mean,
telling me that they
China
wouldn't make it
recently-
available to us? We were playing Blaze Blue Continuum Shift on PCs.
Yeah.
We
That's true.
bootlegged the shit out of that.
All I'm saying is, when was the last time you went to China, huh?
Damn, got him.
I don't have to go to China to know that bootleg is internet worldwide.
This guy.
Anyway,
The Great Firewall of China is keeping you out. You just give it up.
I think that about wraps it up. Unless anybody has anything.
Did anybody have the date for that city hall meeting that Watts is going to? In case they have.
It is the 15th.
The 15th.
Tomorrow, he has a meeting that is not a public meeting. Don't bother going to the city of Azusa. If
But
you
what
want
if you
to,
live in the city of Azusa?
that is your fucking problem.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a terrible city to live in.
City of Azusa.
No, nobody
No one ever
shouts
made a
out
song
that.
about that.
Nobody ever fucking nobody like even when I'm pretty sure I gotta go back and check the tapes, but I'm pretty sure Ludacris did not shout out that area code. Like
618.
nah, get the hell out of here. Yeah, so the one tomorrow, don't bother. The one on the 15th, that is the one where if you want to make a statement or just show up and be a contributing member of society and point out why Super Arcade should be open to the good people of the city of Azusa, whatever the shits they are.
And surrounding
It's the
areas.
15th at 7 p.m.
Just go there on the 15th and just be like, look, if you want this to happen, and then you just start making it rain up in that bitch, and then just throwing money all around and be like, you open that arcade, okay? You let it happen.
The downside to it being on the 15th is some of us are leaving to Evo.
Yeah.
that
If
day.
you're on production
really
team,
sucks.
you're gonna be gone. I'll be watching it. I'll be I'll be there for that. But
Oh, wow, you're right. The 15th, I will be leaving.
yeah, I'll
See?
be in Vegas already.
It sucks. I was when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, I'll go, and then I found out what day it was. I was like, son of a biscuit, and here I am.
Luckily, I'll
They
still be in
knew.
town, and I don't work in too far of a direction.
City of Altadena.
I'm going to get milk. It's also got a really high crime rate.
Isn't it just like a lot of gun crime? Whatever, that ain't nothing.
It's people shooting milk cartons.
They're probably just
You
like
can do-
stealing milk crates,
Oh,
which
my
is
precious
weird to
antique
do that.
cans. Look what you done to it.
Wait, hold on. Did you say milk crates are illegal?
Yeah, owning a milk crate, I think, is actually like illegal.
Man, so
It is.
uh,
Yeah. So technically, my house.
yeah, if
Your
you're
house is made of milk crates.
Yeah.
the entire house. Just all
Get a great desert breeze in there.
All right, this show has completely gone to shit.
Actually, there was one thing I wanted to mention. So, since we're really keen on asking for stuff, what days are that concert giving?
It is Halloween weekend.
All right, sick. I like that you kept
What
going.
the fuck was what?
There's a show called
It's called Monster Mash in Buttfuck, Arizona. It is Halloween weekend, and it features some pretty awesome bands that both, Alex and I would like to see. But, what's the issue, Alex? Why can't we see him again?
You're
So
broke.
we're poor.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Damn, that
So
sucks.
let's go over this list here. So the Friday, and by the way, there's still some bands to be determined. You have Santana and John Fogerty. That's badass. So Sunday, let's just go to this one since get it out of the way. You got Linkin Park, Deftones, Rob Zombie, Hailstorm. I don't know that one. Oh, and Ghost. Ghost is sick.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, you have Primus, Coheed and Cambria, and Tool. And supposedly there's new music from Tool on this one.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
believe it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's $100 a day, and there's no 3-day package.
What?
Yeah, there's no
what?
buy all 3 and only pay $270. It's just $300.
It's
Damn,
$100
Coachella
For
fucked up
freaking-
the economy.
For freaking Tool? Are you kidding me? These bastards are fucking crazy.
I wouldn't pay $100 for Tool to play in my house.
No,
I mean,
never.
look, I don't give a shit so much about Sunday. I mean, there's some, maybe I want to see some Rob Zombie, but give me $200 so I can get at this John Fogerty and some Tool.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, Tool.
Plus, you have to go to Arizona. Man, that's just a lose-lose proposition.
Yeah, you
Actually,
think
what
the
part of
fucking
Arizona
pri-
is
that's
it?
the only downside to
you,
it.
you think the price would have dropped a little bit because it's in Arizona?
Let's see. Where
Fuck
is-
Arizona.
where is-
Seriously.
It's in location.
All right, well, he's looking that up. We're going to get out of here.
Jeez. Yeah, I
Are
gotta
these
go.
real places? It's just desert.
No, it's definitely
It's
not.
desert
freaking-
Arizona.
Oh,
It's right next to the Roadrunner and the Coyote, okay?
Oh shit.
So, thanks for listening to Super Desperation Radio. From
choking on
everybody
my
here.
own rage here.
What'd you say?
I said choking on my own rage here. Just take us home.
Good night and good luck.
Bullshit.